Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV and United across the globe, where we talk all things Man United. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV and United across the globe. I am joined today by three special guests. Ivorian Spice from Red United TV. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. I'm just excited and happy as a Manchester United fan. Just hearing the news of the incoming of our new interim manager is just put a smile to my face because of what it brings. But we will talk about it later on. But thank you for having me again. It's been a long time. Big up to you. Big up to everyone that's watching and tuned in.
Thank you, bro. And we've also got Red Devil Studio. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you back.
I'm doing good. Good. It's been a while. I'm really interested to see what everyone's take is on this appointment. Because I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, same, mate. Same. And Talk MU's in the house. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, big up, bro. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good.
We are talking about the new appointment. Rangnick coming in. He's at Lokomotiv Moscow at the moment as a role upstairs. Amazing news. A lot of Man United fans are really happy with this. But we will, I think, quickly go on the fact that Ollie got sacked, and this is the reason why Rangnick's in. So, look, guys, just quick, briefly, what did you make of this whole week for Man United? Ollie going out, Carrick coming in as an interim manager. What's your thoughts on the week so far for Man United? Spice.
Yep. With me, in my thoughts on Ollie, first of all, the whole departure, of course, I thought to myself that the club themselves weren't really prepared to get rid of Ollie because of the way things has panned out so far with the whole Ragnick situation. Ollie himself, we all saw it coming of him not being good enough to take the team exactly to where they are, especially with the signing that we've gone with the Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho. It was coming. It's just the way everything went with the whole 2 weeks international break when it was the perfect time to actually make that change, and you would have had that interim manager in implementing his style straight away. It was quite amateur of Manchester United not to be able to do that. And of course, they had the option to do that after the 5-0 Liverpool loss. They could have done that, they didn't. But look at the way they got rid of Ollie with the whole farewell video, which I thought wasn't good, because I wouldn't like to see a man down on his feet just about to tear up in front of us as his camera. I just didn't like that, and I thought it was quite disrespectful towards Ollie. I understand if you wanted to do it, then yeah, but I just thought it wasn't right. You sacked a man, you gave him 7.6 million. You don't have to stay and do this video. They'll spend the whole day at Manchester United. Just go home. But I'm very much excited for what's the new chapter of Manchester United, in my opinion. But all I can say is thank you, Ollie, for everything that you have done. Because there are things that he's done. The structure of the club is far better than it was before. We all hope it would have happened. It's just the fairy tale that we all wanted, the dream of an ex-legend manager winning trophies, but it never happened. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, it's good points there as well, mate. And I think I've heard rumours. I don't know if you can agree. You agree with me on this, Red Devil Studio, that he's given that money that he's got paid off by Man United to charities. Have anyone heard about that?
Not yet, no. Which is a good thing for him to do.
I've seen. I saw tweets swinging us around, but I haven't seen an official source from it yet, so I'm not 100% sure. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, it's compared to what some other man are getting paid, 7.6. It's a lot, but like relative to other managers, like it's not even that much. Because I was even over 4 years. If you look at what likes of Mourinho and Conte and all the rest of them sort of got, like they'll have gotten way more. But no, regarding Ralph, I mean, to be honest, the most important thing that I'm actually more excited for is not even actually his, because I think a lot of United fans were like, oh, we're going to play really good football, we're going to do this and that, and that's fair enough, and you hope that will be the case. But I think my big thing really is actually what he's going to do after he's actually done he's left his interim job. That for me is the key thing. It's not really about how he's going to transform Manchester United in 6 months right now. I think it's a bit. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I think it'd be a bit unrealistic to assume that he's going to transform the whole system where we play like in 6 months' time. But if he does, fair play to him. I think the big thing will be him actually going behind the scenes and taking on that, because he wouldn't accept the job if he wasn't going to get a significant influence behind the club in a consultancy or, in quote, a sporting director role. Like, he's not going to accept it if he's not going to get power influence. So therefore, he's going to at the very least have a significant say in our recruitment, certainly the next manager, in the philosophy that gets installed into the club, going from obviously the main boys team, but the main men's team, to even obviously youth set up as well. And obviously just, the attraction of certain coaches, the fact that we even recruitment and links, looking at top talent and something, because the key thing from what I observed about the likes of Leipzig and Salzburg and Hoffenheim, etc., was their ability to, scout really good talent, okay, and then obviously and to coach that talent to go above and beyond what they need to be. Because let's be real, especially Leipzig didn't exist 8 years ago. It wasn't an entity, So you bring him in to make those decisions behind the scenes, and now they're obviously there. I'm not saying they're Leipzig on Bayern's level, but they're certainly taken as a more serious club now in such a shorter period of time. Like, you can make a case that in the time that Leipzig had become a serious club, United have completely declined. So if we give Ralph Ragnick that influence and that time, more importantly, to be able to implement it, then suddenly I think that you've got a United team, especially with the financial backing, hopefully, that the Glazers will give him. You've got suddenly a philosophy and a structure at the football club that hopefully will be allowed to prosper instead of constantly being meddled by bureaucrats and accountants and so on.
Do you know what? I completely agree with that. Talk. What do you make of what Red Devil Studio said there, mate?
Yeah, I mean, look, I just want to go back to the Ollie thing. There was no way Ollie was going to leave without doing a kind of farewell like that. Just and I said that weeks before. I actually said it weeks before that, look, when the time comes, this is going to be done respectfully, because we're not generally we're not the kind of club that will do that, the kind of like, right, you've just gone, bam, seeing a bit, right? Unless it's all gone south and sour and, managers are bringing it on themselves, i.e. Jose Mourinho. So it was always going to work that way with Ollie. There's no two ways about it, because, arguably the biggest legend of the club. You put it into context of what he did that night, right? It was immeasurable what he did. Just that, not just what he did with the goal, but everything, from before that as well, leading up to even us getting into that position. So that's that. In terms of Rangnick, this is just one part of the puzzle for me, because you're not going to bring a manager in like this who's responsible for so many aspects of the modern game. You're not just going to bring him in for 6 months and then go, right, now you're just going to go upstairs and just be this other guy upstairs, this consultancy or whatever you want to call it. There's more to it than that for me. So, and I think he will change our style around. He will get us at it. And you talk about 6 months. Jesus Christ. Look how quick Tuchel went to Chelsea. When he went to Chelsea, Frank Lampard had a jigsaw puzzle all over the place. New players, everything else. He just couldn't work it out. Tuchel comes in, he's done it within a few hours. He's in there, he's like, right, bang, this next game, I know you're going to be doing this, bam, bam, bam. Then we've seen it like after a few days, a few weeks, the games went on, and now they are a machine. We know that they're a machine. So for me, this Rangnick guy is going to come in and he's really going to put the cat amongst the pigeons with our squad, and he's going to have them all fighting really hard, because to play his kind of football, it's they're gonna. I think they're in for a shock. If I'm honest with you, the players. I think they're in for a shock because to play that kind of football, as we know, it's high energy, and it's going to take. It's the training sessions are going to be different. I should imagine the amount of training is going to be more. It's all going to get more intense. There's no two ways about it. So that's all really great positive news. And I believe the reason why they've made this appointment is so that they can then go and get Ten Hag in the summer. Once he's finished with Ajax, bring in Ten Hag because he's an exponent of some of the philosophy. He shares a kind of similar philosophy as Rangnick. So that all got for me, falls into place because then when you put it into context again of future signings, I mean, you got in two guys here who understand this, the style of football that they've got us playing. They're going to know exactly which players are going to be needed and which players aren't going to be needed. Everything should roll now much smoother. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like a bumping. There's no bumps in the road, so where it's going smooth and you've got that bump, sleeping policeman on the road. No, they're gone now for me, and it's just a smooth boom, bam. And Chelsea at the weekend, I get him done 2-0. End of story.
Okay, that's going a bit too far. We'll see.
Let me say this. Let me say. All right, I'll tell you why. The first half of that game against in the Champions League, against Villarreal. Parts of that first half, as we know, it wasn't the greatest first half, but parts of that first half, we're going to take in. We will use. There's elements of that first half we can use to our advantage against Chelsea, i.e., keeping our shape, blocking them out. But the second half, you see how we turn that on in the second half. We can pick Chelsea off. There's no two ways about it. We can have them. So for me, I think we'll be able to block them out and stop them scoring, but we will slap them on the break. Boom. And I think we will do it twice. We'll keep them out. And I said 2-0 against Villarreal. So, bang. It's going to be 2-0 Chelsea. It's happening, mate.
I'm going with you. If you got that one right, then we've got to go with you on that, haven't we? I think you made a very good point as well, talk about Chelsea, the fact that, they won both their Champions Leagues by bringing in managers halfway through the season. So, I mean, it is possible that a manager can come in and Roberto Di Matteo didn't have any experience. I guess he got a little bit lucky. Can the same happen with Man United? Can Rangnick actually, looking at it, we're probably out of the Premier League race. We've got FA Cup, we've got the Champions League. They're the only two cups now that we can actually potentially win. Ivorian Spice, do you think he can do something in the Champions League? Do you think that's the one that he's looking at to maybe get a trophy from in his short time at Man United? Possibly.
No, in my opinion, I don't think he's there to just straight away challenge for trophies. He's there to implement a philosophy, a way of playing for the next manager to take forward. In my opinion, if he does go for a trophy, it won't be the Champions League because I don't think Manchester United, as we speak right now, are ready to win the Champions League because we need to win the Champions League at time. You need to be able to challenge in your own league. Challenge at home first before you try and conquer Europe. So in my opinion, maybe the FA Cup is what we'll probably be looking at this season. I always thought the Carabao Cup was also a realistic competition to win, and we didn't do that. We failed in the first hurdle, and in my opinion, I would have said it was a great opportunity to win trophy, and I was upset when we got knocked out. People wasn't, but they didn't understand where I was coming from because they thought we had a chance to win the league and the Champions League. But with Ralph Ragnick, all I can say is that I'm pretty much happy with it. I was saying to everyone, it's not just a interim manager that we're getting from him. We're gaining expertise in football knowledge and a way of playing. Again, the philosophy is very, very important to me as a football fan. An attacking front foot football is what I've always wanted, and we will possibly be getting that. He could have that impact. Great managers have an impact within a team within the first 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes 4 weeks. By 6 weeks, their philosophy is there for you to see clearly. That's what great managers can do. Unfortunately for us, we did have a manager. It took 3.5 years for us to understand what Manchester United about. With Ragnick, it will be probably different, and I'm confident. And as I was saying, what else he could bring in? He will bring in football expertise, knowledge for other people in the background, such as you got your John Murtough, who's people say he's not worthy of director football, and he is a guy that will teach him the role, because why? He's a better CEO than Ed Woodward. And you've got Matt Judge, who will be probably potentially come in as CEO. He will teach him a thing or two. So it will also enhance their level of knowledge in terms of the footballing aspect, not just the economical side, because Ralph Ragnick's got that economic understanding of football with him. So he could potentially, you never know. Hopefully they'll think of pulling him as CEO. But yeah, again, Darren Fletcher will learn as well. The Carrick and McKenna, if they stay or not, if they do stay, they will learn, because Ralph Ragnick himself is a coach. He's taught the best, such as the Tuchel, such as the Klopp. They've all learned. Ten Hag, they've learned from him. Ten Hag learned from him, and also Pep. So if he comes in, you'll probably potentially see Ten Hag come in. That might lead into a next question of whether it will be Poch or Ten Hag. But with Ragnick, I feel like Emil was saying, we might be getting a Ten Hag instead, because it fits into what the Manchester United project will be. And I'm so looking forward to seeing a new way of Manchester United playing. Just a new way, because that's what we need right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Red Devil Studio, I mean, would you prefer Ten Hag over Pochettino in the summer, if that is the possibility? Which one would you like? If it is going to be them two, it could be anyone. 6 months, you could see some managers coming out of their jobs, and Man United might think, actually, hang on a minute, he's free at the moment. He's someone we'd like. Who do you think potentially to take over in the summer?
I mean, if I'm honest, I don't really know. Each one whether it's Ten Hag or Pochettino. My preference is Ten Hag, but to be honest, I think each one has their positives and negatives. Obviously, for example, Pochettino has coached in the Premier League before as well, So, but like I said, for me, the key thing really about whichever manager appointment we have is that they actually work together with the sporting director, and on top of that, the person in charge of transfers and recruitment going forward. That for me is the big thing. Not even necessarily what manager that we sort of get, because we've had, I don't know, I go up and said Van Gaal, Mourinho are, whatever you say to them, they're good managers, and Van Gaal to an extent is a good coach, and they've worked with people in different clubs and they performed well. Now Jose had issues, and you could argue Van Gaal was coming towards the end of things, but you could make a case that when they were in their prime, that they were working with a lot of good people behind the scenes, whether that's obviously good people in recruitment, good fellow coaches, etc. So I've always been a kind of obviously having a very good manager is something that's very important, but I also think it's just as important to see what other coaches are going to be coming into the club. I said it's the whole thing with Oli, where I never really understood when people were saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a bad coach. I'm like, he's said several times he doesn't coach the players. He said that multiple times, so he manages, he's a man manager. So it was clear that his man management in the last year or so was whack, and they were listening to him. Fine. But the fact that people were criticizing his coaching, it was like, well, he doesn't coach the players. It's Phelan and McKenna and Carrick and the various others that are coaching them, So I want to see the significance of this Ralph Ragnick question for me is that I want to see a situation where Manchester United go away from this kind of jobs for the boys, work experience kind of philosophy in terms of how they recruit, to a more professional, experience-led way of doing things, and then that should hopefully spill towards our youth academy and stuff. So because one thing you shout to Chelsea is that they make money on their youth academy products, and then they bring them through. A lot of people talk about Ollie review, but to be honest, I'm looking at what, aside from maybe giving, I guess he gave Greenwood his chance. But aside from that, really, even this season, how has Ollie even really bled or used youth through? He hasn't done that, not at all. I mean, what's his name? Brandon Williams had a shout. He's now gone, disappeared. We signed exactly. Elenga was there. Even Ahmad. I guess Ahmad got injured, to be fair, so that's not his fault. So, but
Garner's gone on loan, isn't he, as well?
Who, sorry?
Garner,
yes, yeah, exactly. So we have. And I'm not saying all those players are gonna become Manchester United first team regulars. We don't have the squad depth per se, but it's again one of those things where we have players that can really use good coaching and a philosophy. And I think if Ralph Ragnick comes in, we can get that.
Very good points. Before I go to you, Talk, I'm just going to read out a few comments because we've only got about 15 or so minutes left. I'm buzzing, Matt. I know you are, Mr. B. I know you are, mate. Big up to you as well and the Man United agenda. Bath time with Vaughan. Hello, lads. I'm well up for lots of hexagonal pressing talk. And I never said that word before in my life. Thank you for saying it. Hexagonal. Brilliant word.
Yeah, he
pressing
does that.
talk.
Yeah.
That's it. And excitement for vertical transitions. Very well put, Bath time.
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen, big up. I'm 50% excited and 50% terrified about his football. Rise, can you make Bath feel a bit more better about this appointment in any way, shape or form?
Well, look, what you said previous comment, about the hexagonal and all the, transitional stuff. You've got to think about also there's not really keen on sort of backwards passing, sideways passing. It's not what it's about, and it's you've got to listen. What else have I been saying for ages, Matt, about Liverpool? The numbers game. Because the way they played their game, you boil it down, it's a numbers game in terms of when you play a game of football, the aim is to win. So you've got to take risks, you've got to take chances. And Jurgen Klopp knows with that squad he's got, the way they understand is what he wants them to do, the individual brilliance of a few of the players, especially the forward players. He knows they're going to get chances created and chances converted. That ratio is high for Liverpool. Go back and look at all their games and look at the numbers. Then look at everyone who they play and look at their numbers in terms of chances created, chances converted. Nowhere near Liverpool. So it's always going to be a case of we're going to create more, we're going to score more than the opposition. So it's worth taking a risk. This is the idea around this kind of style of football is, you may, because of the kind of constant pressure, you may slip up, you may give the opponent an opportunity, but at the end of the day, so what? If they get one chance in this goal, so what? You're going to have a majority of the possession, and you're going to create more chances than them, and you're going to score more than them. So that's, for me, I'm happy with that. So I would never be worried if a team went ahead against us when we start playing this kind of football. It just wouldn't worry me at all because our squad is one of the best squads in the league. Simple as that.
It is, isn't it? And it should be doing a lot better, I think. But I think we will with the experience in, like you're all saying, Rangnick is the guy to take us on as interim. And at first I was a little bit shaky about it. Some people know I was a bit 50-50. I was like, I'm not too sure. But hearing your guys' opinions and Mukhtar as well from the Man United agenda made me sort of calm down a little bit and realise the truths in it. Big up, Matt. You happy with the new manager that you got and your panel members as well? I am now. Yeah, I am now. And I think everybody else is too. Bath time with Vaughan. Ole is rumoured to have given it all to charity. Does sound like him, to be honest. What a man. Yeah, brilliant if he has done. I mean, we have no, like Red Devil CEO said, we have no absolute exclusive sources coming out saying that. It's just the rumours. But it does seem like he would be the sort of person that would do that. So big up to him. Mateo from...
Big up, Mateo.
Say Florida.
Miami.
Yeah, that's it. He's in Miami.
You don't
now.
know you're Florida from your Miami. You ought to get out of here and forget about it.
He's chasing the Miami dream with Beckham over there. Big day for the Reds. It's been a big week.
Big up, Niall.
Very big. Big up, Niall. Thank you for joining in. Bath time with Vaughan once again says, one thing I haven't seen brought up yet is I think we can actually get Haaland now. He loves Red Bull, football, and Rangnick. Very good point, actually. Very good point. Because I know he had close knits with Solskjaer because he came from Malta, right?
Yes, yeah. He's Norwegian.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I'll shout this to you, Spice, then. Do you think that could be pulling power to get Haaland? Do we need Haaland?
Yeah, in terms of pulling power, I do feel like it's good pulling power because Ragnick is respected globally in football, and a lot of clubs have worked with him, so they know exactly what he is. His reputation is far better than the current people that we have when it comes to recruiting. And will be, you know what, one of the great things that business-wise, when it comes to transfers, will be respected more, because Manchester United have been known around globally as a joke. You know, agents don't take us serious. If you ask any agent about Manchester United, they'll just talk ill of Manchester United and how ridiculous and how much of a joke they are when it comes to doing business. So having him there as well will command more respect, and it will get our respect back in the transfer market. So we probably will not get bumped when it comes to trying to get someone like Erling Haaland, because we've got the right person in place to help negotiate the deals and give his opinion on the transfer fees and etc. to someone like Matt Judge. So yeah, Haaland, it could be a way of getting Haaland, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens in the summer, because we still have Ronaldo. Cavani will be leaving. To get Haaland in, I don't know. It may cause a problem. But then again, I don't care. We want the best at Manchester United, and we want that problem at Manchester United of having these great players to choose from. It's not my problem to deal with. It's the manager's problem to deal with. I just want the players. I'm a fan. Give me some sweets like a kid, you know, at the sweet store. We just want our sweets.
Yeah, it's a, you know, like you said, it's a good problem for a manager to have, isn't it? You know, when you got two great strikers, because we would still have Ronaldo, I guess, next season, right? Red Studio.
Can I say a quick question to the panel, and just into your thoughts? But in these obviously next months, if you had to pick, and I ask this to everyone here, if you had to pick 3 players in the current United squad who you think will benefit most or improve the most under this coach, given his style, who do you think they'll be?
In my opinion, Jadon Sancho, Donny van de Beek, and one more player that would do well in his. You know what? Yeah, I think Fred might benefit from this. As much as we have all of our opinions, Fred might benefit from it. Bruno as well will benefit. A lot of the creative players who are very good on the ball will benefit. McTominay as well, as hardworking as he is, and he gets himself up and down, he may be favoured for his energy. But then again, I'm confident that Ralph Ragnick will just take him aside and improve him on his footballing abilities and passing and etc. What he needs to work on. That's for me. I don't know about you, Tokemi. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say McTominay, Fred. I think Donny van de Beek's already more or less there in that respect, because he's just such a clever player already. So it's for me, because it's only 3. I'd like to have 4, but it's just a 3. Fred, McTominay, and I'll say Diego Dalot, because we're going to need.
What about Varane? Varane, I believe he will benefit, as he's very good on the ball, both foot. So. And he'll be able to open up the play even more. And Ragnick will love someone like Varane, you know, to help open up play, especially coming from the back. So, and it'll help improve the passing distribution. So, I think Varane as well could benefit from this as well.
What about Red Devil Studio? To answer your own question, what do you think?
I definitely agree. Given because obviously we know that Van kind of invented the Gherkin press, you know, so he's wanting players that are going to be are going to be fit. So that's why I think Fred, it's strange people mention Fred, and I always said no matter what people think of Fred's intelligence, one, he plays a lot better for Brazil because he's not playing as deep as he's supposedly expected to play at Manchester United. So I think that probably Fred, if Fred will if Ragnick does go with him, will not play in a deeper role. We're going to sort of double pivot, be more on that kind of box to box, sort of being used as a, if you look at even the 2 goals that we scored against Villarreal, if you look behind it was Fred's pressing and kind of pressing high, trying to win the ball back and Tenacious to actually get that. So I imagine Ragnick will try and coach that more out of him and try and put forward to do that to help with the press. Obviously, Van der Beek, I think, is enough said. I think that's just because we haven't seen, he just hasn't been playing. So, of course, he's going to, I think, improve. He's going to recognize it. Then I think the third is interesting, and I'm looking at our. Who would be the third? Definitely Van der Beek. Definitely Fred. Sancho. Yes, I definitely think that Sancho, like in this system, will definitely improve. But it's interesting because, like, while I'm thinking of players that will improve, I'm also thinking of the players that might struggle. And the irony is that, like, Ronaldo, it's a question, it's a small question mark, because Ronaldo, he can press, but not all the time, and I do wonder whether Ronaldo will, especially with his age, whether he will benefit from Rangnick's style. Even players like what's his name? Like even
I would mention Paul Pogba might suffer if
Paul Pogba, exactly, was another one.
Yeah.
Pogba, short. I guess something. I think there's some big players that we think are regulars that were Ollie that may struggle. And so when it comes to potentially leaving the clubs and stuff like that, you might find that even like a Martial, for example, like, will he do he's good technically, but will he do that run up pressing stuff like that I'd expect? Whereas, for example, a player like, I know Jesse Lingard, who I know is going out, but one of the things you can tell about Lingard is that Lingard does, when he's disciplined has to, Lingard will press, and he does have energy to do so. So it's an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one.
It is indeed, and you made some very good points there as well. That was a very good question, by the way. Very good question indeed. Let's just move on quickly because we've got about 10 minutes left. Solo 7, big up to Solo and the Man United agenda. Bath time again. Please not to Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag. I think he's worthy of having a bigger job, and I think Man United could be the place for him. Possibly, it's each to their own. Bath time with Vaughan. The first half against Villarreal is going to be the blueprint for Ragnick's United, but with far more sophisticated pressing, triggers, and transitions. Talk, are you happy with this appointment? And if so, maybe, just maybe, would you get sticky curtains?
Yeah, I got a sticky tablecloth this afternoon, mate, when I had the news break, let me tell you. But I just want to just roll back somewhat to the previous question about what's his name, Haaland. So yes. let's not kid ourselves here. The first bit of pulling power, as we know, is going to be money. If the financials are right in the first instance, then we've got a good chance of getting him. But that comes down to the owners, what the budget's going to be, because we know he's going to demand an exceptional amount of money in wages. This is the way they're working it at Dortmund. So that's a case of, he's only got a small buyout clause, but you know what? We're going to be saving X amount on a transfer fee, which he's going to want back, most of coming to him through his agent, his dad, and himself in wages. So if that money's there, I think we've got a good chance of getting him, which for me would be, that'd be sensational. And also we do need a couple of midfielders, in my opinion. We don't need just one. You got to get two.
I guess, Talk, it's the Mino Raiola link with Haaland that makes it a little bit difficult, and the fact that he only does sign apparently 2-year contracts.
I know what you're saying, but listen, if anybody ever says that, about this Raiola nonsense, it's a load of bollocks, mate. Because let me tell you one thing: if I'm coming to you and I'm doing business, and I got something you really want, right, and you don't particularly like me, but you got something that you really want it. And I'm saying, right, okay, well, this is what it's costing. You're still going to do the deal anyway, because who else has got what I'm offering you? Nobody. So that's the relationship between Raiola and Man United doesn't even have any bearing on anything, in my opinion. No, he's going to look for the best for his client in terms of, like I said, wages, signing on fees, bonus, image rights, clauses, bam.
I agree with you completely. I think it's just the Paul Pogba thing that might ruin that completely, the way that's been handled and the way that Mino Raiola will come out. I just think maybe he might go, no, I want to take you somewhere else, because you know what he's like. But I do agree with you. If he got the money to buy,
I know what you're saying. This is what I was getting at, is when we was talking about the pulling power. This is what I'm saying, is the way they're working it, Dortmund and his dad and Raiola. We knew when they went off to them clubs, saying, right, we're going to all these clubs in a day. It's to start, put it in their ear, right, we're going to be having a little bit of a bidding war here, so get yourselves ready, won't you, folks? If you're interested, put your bid in, and let's see where we can get to. Simple as that. And when we say bids, we mean bids for his own, remuneration. So his wages, his blah, 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 all these little things. So it's whoever comes up with that, and this is where you can't go wrong, because this is not we're not in a position here where you can sort of have 2 or 3 bites at the cherry. I think you're going to have one chance at getting Haaland when that button is pressed. That is right now free agent. You're going to have one chance at getting. So you're going to have to go to Raiola with the correct offer from the offset, right? To go right. This is it, because if you don't, you know that whatever gets. Listen, clubs work out things. They've got people, analysts, who work out what's been offered, that's been offered, this has been offered. The first ones who go there and cock it up will give everybody else an idea of where they need to be. So the ones who go next, or the ones after them, will be the ones that they're getting, because they'll get it right on the first attempt. So we have to be in that position, in my opinion, to go straight off the bat as soon as he's free. Wallop, this is what we're offering you: 500, 600, 700 grand a week, X amount signing on fee, this, that, and the other. You're having it. You know what I mean?
I love it. We're talking about Rangnick coming in, and now we're talking about Haaland coming in. This is how good the news is. I think it's just like everyone's like, we can get anybody now. Maybe that is correct, and I think it's nice. It's nice to hear. Actually, I'm loving what I'm hearing. I'm educating myself, because, like I said earlier, I was a bit confused, but now I'm kind of on the ball with everybody else. Bath time move on. He's there to carry on the Ollie rebuild. Ollie reset the club's culture. Rangnick will reset the football. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Actually, just go back a sec. Actually, I agree with Bath time there, simply because.
Ooh, go on then.
I tweeted out earlier, or a message, I can't remember what it was, but I said, now we're about to evolve. Ollie steadied this ship. He got everything back as it should be. You're the boss, yes sir. Hello, being polite, being on. No nonsense. You're not bigger than the club, so don't even start thinking like that. He's got all that now settled and sweet. Now we're about to evolve under this guy into, because let's just put it this way: we're going to be like the modern United, and what we were like under Ferguson, but modernized. We're going to be the modern version of us. So we are about to evolve now. And I'll tell you what, all your rivals, right? I've got a lot of bottles here, and I'm going to be drinking your tears out of it. Let me tell you that.
Right, you're getting too giddy right now.
No, bro. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, man. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing with this. It's gonna happen, bro. I'm telling you.
I've got one more question to ask you. I'll go through the comments. I'm going to leave it till the end. It's from Bath time. Big up on Monday as well from the Man United agenda. Historic day for the club. Thank you so much for coming in. Poch is 2 million times better fit for Rangnick than Ten Hag. Do you agree, Red Devil Studio? Izzy, what do you think?
2 million times better fit for. I don't know. It's a difficult one, because, as you said, the Odersville and Ajax is, but I mean, why I lean towards, I guess I'm leaning towards Ten Hag, and like I said, it's difficult because of different leagues and coaches, etc. But you could just make a case of, like, last night, seeing Ajax play versus seeing Pochettino play. Now, I know PSG have issues. I don't think any manager is going to be successful. Maybe Zidane might, but I don't know how many will be, because PSG are a holiday camp. But just looking at the way they played against City, it was kind of like it didn't really seem they had any real plan aside from, to be honest, get the goal which they got, and then kind of try and see out the game. So, and I'm not saying Pochettino. At the end of the day, any coach is a step up from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We all know this, but I just think that if you have someone like Ralph Ragnick, so I say Ragnarok because I'm like 4, Ragnick, so who I just think that with Ten Hag, you clearly see he has a philosophy at Ajax, is the point I'm trying to make. And then if you have someone like Ragnick at Sporting who can then implement that philosophy at United Football Club, I think that could be revolutionary. With Pochettino, I just think Pochettino is a very, very good coach, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Pochettino has a philosophy not he has a style of play, but once he has a philosophy that that can consistently implement for the men's team and also the youth system as well. So you bring Poch in because you want to coach these players to be better, and that's fine. I think with Ten Hag, you can get that, but you can also get something that can be more sustainable over a long run. If I'm making any sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's more than just, I think, just the manager that comes in. It's also everything around that manager and also behind the scenes. And that's always been the key issue with Manchester United Football Club.
Very well put.
That's what I was talking about there when I said we're about to evolve. So everything you just said there, that's what's going to happen. And for me, it's got to be Ten Hag because you don't want you take your car to the garage, you know what I mean, and it's a Mercedes. You don't want the mechanic going to try and order Renault parts and trying to fit them in your car, do you? You know what I mean? It's not going to work. So if Poch comes in under Rangnick, and then they're not on the same. They're not on the same page, are they? In terms of how they're playing the football, it's because they're just not. Ten Hag is the guy. What's that? And it's Mora.
Who were Mora?
I've got to laugh. Sorry.
Yes, 2-1, man. Hashtag Conte in, man. Hashtag Conte in. So respect Conte, guys. I mean, it probably first a dumb comment. He's probably like once out of it, so you can focus on the league and to getting top 4. So yeah, it's that's not a big deal. Yeah, it is. It is.
Very funny. Is it everyone thought Tottenham are bouncing back, and then suddenly they're in the Conference of Europa, and they're still struggling against Mura? What country are they from? Anyone know?
No idea. No idea.
Not a clue.
I was going to say Mauritius, but that isn't in Europe.
No.
I'll tell you now. Hold on. Let me just clear this up. What is it? Is it NS?
Mura.
NS Mora. Yeah. La.
Can I say something regarding the Ten Hag and the
Slovenian?
Oh, bloody hell, Slovenian. I'm going there next August for a wedding. I might go and check out the stadium. Please, Ivorian Spice, what did you want to talk about the Ten Hag thing?
Who would suit Poch or Ten Hag?
Yeah.
I agree with everyone regarding the Ten Hag situation where he's more suited to the way Ragnick style is. But at the same time, sometimes I look at it as Poch coming in on the Ragnick can evolve and add to exactly what we have at Manchester United, because of course we all know Poch plays a pressing style. He can also learn from Ragnick's style and add to exactly what we have right now. It could bring something different. It can evolve even much more better, in my opinion. All I can say is that it doesn't matter who comes in, because it will be the best decision for Manchester United, because it won't be a Ed Woodward making that decision. It will be a Ten Hag and maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, a John Murtough and Darren Fletcher, including the CEO, a joint decision that will be the best for Manchester United. And I hope it'll be heavily influenced by Ralph Ragnick. He'll make 70% of the ideal who we should go for. And I believe whatever decision he makes will be the best for Manchester United. If it's Ten Hag, if it's Poch, if it's Zinedine Zidane, if it's Steve Bruce, which I hope not, it doesn't matter. I've got trust in the guy, and that's what he brings. He brings element of trust, like, wow, you can trust what's going on in the club now. I'm so happy because the word structure, I've said it for so many years. Since Fergie left, since we hired Moyes, I've always been concerned about the way the Manchester United go about playing their football. I was always concerned and worried about the fact that our team can't keep the ball for 5 minutes and they can't pass to each other. It got to me so badly, and it made it hard for us to watch Manchester United play. Some of us had to drink. Some of us may have to take other supplements to enjoy the match itself, But now we might get our Manchester United back, but not the Manchester United that you used to know. A new modernized version, a new way of Manchester United and so they can bring all these young fans into it again, because we was probably losing them out to the Liverpools and the Chelseas and the Manchester Cities. Probably got your child saying that I don't want to be a Manchester United fan anymore. I want to be a Man City fan, and it hurts your soul.
Yeah, does hurt. That would hurt me. That would definitely hurt me. I don't want to hear that. So let's get Man United back up and rolling. Before we finish up, everybody, what we'll do is we'll shout out your social media, let everyone know where they can find you. When I do that, give us your match prediction versus Chelsea this weekend. I know, Talk, you've already done yours. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Smash, subscribe, share, like if you can. Lots of great comments. Big up to Rebel as well from the Man United Agenda for coming in, and Solo, Bath Time, everybody else as well. Much appreciated. Spice, where can we find you? But before that, what do you think the score is going to be this weekend against the mighty Blues?
The weekend is going to be tough. To be honest with you, it might not be good for us, and I can understand that because of where the club is at the moment. If we get a draw, I'll be delighted and I'll be happy. If we get a win, my heart wants to win, but my head will probably tell me that we might be going for a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. You know, I'm not going to go with what Tokemi said 2-0 because of the situation that we're currently are at. And if we're going to Stamford Bridge, which I believe so, we are playing away, right? Can someone confirm?
It is away, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be tricky. Stamford Bridge is not easy for us, and it hasn't been an easy place. But guys, my prediction is 1-1. And where you can find me, which I've probably got a lot of places where you can find me, you can find me on my own channel, which is Red United TV. Come along, subscribe to the channel, and you can follow the official Instagram account, which is Red United TV 1. And also the Twitch, Red United TV, that was the same as TikTok. And for me, if you want to follow me on Ivorian_Spice on the Instagram and also on Twitter. But thank you guys for having me. And yes, come on United. And I'm so damn happy again. I keep saying this, happy.
Happy. Joy. I remember Red Devil, mate. Thank you so much for coming back on, mate. Where can we
find you? Yep. So I'm on Twitter at WeAreUnitedX. So that's my Twitter handle. I also run a United fan channel called Red Devil Studio. That's no S, so just Red Devil Studio. It's on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 3K subscribers, so if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. We're actually going to also I'm actually doing a live show myself in about an hour's time at 9 o'clock, discussing the Ralph Ragnick situation as well as the Champions League. So if you guys want to hop onto that, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Lovely. Thank you, mate, for coming on. But you didn't say, Devil, what's your prediction this weekend?
Oh, what's my prediction? Yes. It's going to be, I think, well, actually, it depends on whether Lukaku plays. Because if Lukaku plays for Chelsea will play differently. And I think if Lukaku plays, ironically enough, I think we can win. If Lukaku doesn't play, then I think that it'll probably be 2-0 to Chelsea. So if Lukaku does play, 2-1 to Manchester United. I know that sounds weird, but he does change the way that Chelsea plays, and I think, in my opinion, to their detriment.
Brilliant. Devil Studio, thank you so much for coming back on, mate. Talk.
Yo.
Where can we find your lovely self, mate? And what do you? Well, we know what the score prediction is, but you might
United. 2-0 United. Right, and love. Mate. I don't want to have to say it, but just rewind the tape, right? After the game on Sunday. Anyway, yeah, find me on Twitter at iTalkMU and on the Man United Agenda on this channel as well. Boom.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, go check out Red Devil Studio tonight at 9 o'clock, talking about Rangnick, the appointment, and everything else Man United. Go check out Red United TV as well. Make sure you subscribe to everybody, and of course the Man United Agenda, Talk MU on Twitter. I think you're on Instagram as well. Every other platform. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. This is Man United, United across the globe, Football United TV. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.
Ciao.
Peace.